Hello there, Dr. Michael Tebbe with BrightStartChiropractic. Today I wanted to share with you all about just sitting in a squat. Now, guys who are on particularly like Strength Side, which is a channel I like to watch, he recommends a lot of just sitting in a deep squat. And while I think that can work for some people I don't actually recommend it, because when I look at how they're sitting in a deep squat, like everything just looks collapsed. Like it's like they're in this deep squat and their knees are kind of like going like this, and their feet are way turned out. It's like their ankles are collapsing in. I don't know if you can see that very well in the video, but so one, as I talked about in a previous video, when you're going to practice holding the squat, keep the feet straight, keep them in the same line, and keep them straight. Try not to turn them out. And we're doing that to help keep the pelvis open, because when we're turning our feet out, we're kind of closing the pelvis in the back and creating more tension back there. And typically we all have more than enough tension in the back of our pelvis. So let's keep those feet straight. But getting back into that squat hold, what I do recommend for people, I would hold on to something a little more substantial. But it's just getting into like a deep squat and then holding here. Now what's nice about this too is this is going to let you start to explore breathing into your back here. Because when our diaphragm is really working properly, our whole rib cage, even in the back, should open and expand. So practice that. Get the ankle straight. Now eventually, so I'm not totally collapsed. This is totally collapsed. I'm up about here. Maybe your squat hold is going to be here. But as you're holding on to something for the balance, then you can start working into leaning forward a little bit, exploring your ankles, letting them flex here, which is, you need that ankle mobility. So, okay, I'm going to take a break. That gets tiring, but sitting in that squat, it lets you start to explore your hips, and not just doing it passively, but actively. So when we're just totally collapsed down there, it's like we're just stretching out ligaments and probably creating, we're not correcting stuff that we want to be correcting. When we're actively engaged and sitting where we can still have nice control of the posture of our knees and our feet, and it's also the hips, as we're using all those muscles to kind of support us in that deep squat, hold us there, you will stand up afterwards and feel like, wow, I feel a lot more flexible. Because that's part of how we gain flexibility, is being active, not just like passively stretching, but actively using the muscle while it's maybe really lengthened in a stretched position. So play around with that. This can be done at the office. You can do it at TSA line if you really want to. Maybe not. But yeah, like if you're at the park with your kids, I'm just using myself as an example. If you take your kids to different activities, instead of sitting, like take a moment, go find something to hold on to, and then just sit and do a deep squat. Your back is going to thank you for it, because it's like, one, you're stretching out your back. That's how you keep your knees healthy, is strengthening them in that deep position. You're keeping your ankles healthy. You're keeping your hips healthy. So let's maintain that full range of motion. I mean, squatting is like a very basic, fundamental human movement. So start practicing that. You're going to get some burning in your quads. It's totally normal. It's not easy. It's much easier just to sit totally just resting in the bottom. But here, now that's a whole different deal. It's not easy, like I said, but most things that give you a lot of value are not. So try it out. You're going to get to work on your hips and knees and ankles. and keep your low back happier and more relaxed. Okay, I'm Dr. Michael Tebbe with Bright Start Chiropractic. If you liked the video, please like it. If you like the channel, please subscribe. Take care.